I lost my footing on the snowbank and slid onto the road. Despite my efforts to get back up, I couldn't manage to do so in time. I watched in fear as the truck drove right over me. The feeling of terror only lasted for a brief moment. After regaining consciousness, my attention was immediately drawn to the black rubber gasket that sealed the fiberglass roof of the ambulance. As I focused on it, I suddenly found myself hovering near the gasket, looking down at my own body. The paramedics were working frantically, cutting off my brown shirt. Although I should have been concerned about the scene below, I felt detached and uninterested. I decided to explore further and moved along the roof of the ambulance, eventually reaching the passenger seat. I tried to communicate with the driver, sharing random thoughts like memories of my Cub Scouts days, but he couldn't hear me. Strangely, I didn't feel any different from when I was in my body. It was as if nothing had changed. This lack of change made me question why I was being ignored. After the accident, I had a surreal experience. I heard a man calling my name from the back of the ambulance, but when I looked, he was inside the roof. It was as if we were both floating on the roof, but he had no physical form, only a voice. He asked me how I felt, and all I could say was that I felt stupid as I looked at my injured body. Then, I felt a strange sensation of being pulled back into my body. The next thing I knew, I woke up in the hospital. I had suffered severe injuries, including a concussion, broken bones, internal injuries, and numerous cuts and bruises. I never really talked about this experience because I didn't think it was unusual. I simply believed that this was what happens when you get hit by a truck. When I was around 17 years old, I had a profound experience that resonated with what I later learned about near-death experiences, NDEs. It was after watching a show on TV that I realized, oh, that's exactly what happened to me. Everything I saw and read about NDEs afterwards was accurate in describing my own experience. One of the most significant aspects for me was that despite being out of my body during the experience, I didn't feel any different. I remained the same person then as I am now, with no noticeable changes. I possess the skill of being able to accurately read people when I first meet them. I have a strong intuition and can easily sense the true nature of individuals. Additionally, I hold the belief that death is not something to be feared, and that the funeral industry is a deceptive business. I do not place importance on societal status or the pursuit of success, as I believe that these things hold no significance in the grand scheme of life. I am confident in the existence of an afterlife and have personally experienced premonitions of future events. These visions occur while I am engaged in various activities and later come true exactly as I had seen them. Interestingly, I do not experience sadness at funerals and have been told that my lack of sympathy is abnormal. However, the only aspect of funerals that truly interests me is the post-service meal. Furthermore, I have encountered supernatural phenomena, such as seeing ghosts. In my own home, there is a ghost that frequently visits my wife and me. It interacts with the physical environment by turning lights and fans on and off, and I have witnessed its presence in our backyard. I find it amusing when scientists attribute these experiences to the brain's activity during the process of dying. In my opinion, dying brains do not observe the surroundings from a passenger seat, witness medical procedures being performed on their bodies, or engage in conversations with invisible entities. This story was shared by Michael M. and happened in 1975.
When I was young, I had a near-death experience that I can vaguely recall. The memory is fading, but I will do my best to describe it. All I remember is seeing a bright light. I couldn't see my own body, but my vision was clear, just like how I normally see. The light I witnessed was indescribably beautiful and ethereal. It had a brilliant and yellowish glow, yet it was also somewhat subdued. It's difficult to put into words. The best way I can explain it is to imagine an incredibly bright light that doesn't hurt your eyes. It closely resembled the early morning sky in Italy during the summer season. The radiant light seemed to encompass everything. My vision was limited, only allowing me to see what was directly in front of me. Within the center of this luminous glow, I saw the face of my grandfather. His presence was immense, filling the entire image. It was as if everything else faded away, replaced by this captivating light, with only the corners of my vision and a small frame around it remaining. I witnessed a heartwarming moment as my grandfather's face lit up with pure joy. His eyes were filled with affection and adoration, as if he truly cherished me. His smile was wide and genuine, revealing his teeth and radiating happiness. It was a truly beautiful sight to behold. The only interaction I remember was a smile from him. During that moment, There was a sense of tranquility and comfort that I had never experienced before. Despite being in an unfamiliar place without my mother, I felt completely at ease. It was enough to make me feel at home. When my mother got married, my grandfather had already passed away, so I never had the chance to meet him in person. Until recently, I had never come across a photograph of him either. At that time, I was too young to comprehend the concept of death or the belief in my religion that souls continue to exist after death. It's difficult for a 2.5-year-old to grasp such abstract ideas. I can no longer remember exactly how he looked, but when I was older and saw a photograph of him, I immediately recognized him. The picture depicted him at the age he was when he passed away, possibly a little younger. He died in his 50s, and in the photograph he appeared to be in his 50s or maybe his 40s. Therefore, I assume he looked as he did at the time of his death. Also, I remember, and my mother confirmed it, that as I woke up, I ran to my mother. She did not know of the accident yet, and I screamed in joy that I had seen her father. My mother was quite shocked, as you can imagine. I and my entire family believe it was him who saved me, proved both by my near-death experience and by my father's feeling of being poked on the shoulder. If he hadn't turned, I would probably not be here now. This story was shared by Serena and happened in 1997.